It's a blast from the past! Welcome to the 20th edition of Wctv. I'm Kirby Totten, and this is my co-host,
Elise Helton. Wow, I can't believe we've had 20 shows already this year. This season's staff has come to a long way since our first episode back on October 6th.
That's right, Elise, but think of how far we've come since Wctv started 8 years ago.
One of our own talent glanced further into what Wctv was like back in the day, with a few highlights and flashback. Here's Jordan Kane.
Just think, if every Friday there was no WCTV. Sometimes we take this for granted. If we were in school 8 years ago, WCTV was just getting started. And this is where our tale begins. In 1995, the current principal wanted to put a new twist on the morning announcements. So we gave a camera to 3 students and they used their creative minds to bring out the school announcements. WCHS received a grant to get equipment. Then the reins were handed to Mr. Niggemeyer. So Mr. N had a multimedia class where they shot, planned, and edited video for the announcements every single day. They never missed a day for over 4 years. In 1999, when school first began, 10 new students were brought in. Little did they know they were going to be the first WCTV crew. They couldn't turn back, so they took the challenge. After training and planning, they aired the first show on December 18th, 1999. They had 2 GL1 cameras. They were the first 2 cameras in the country. They also got some of the video equipment from Frigidaire, 4 computers. Also, the students at the time had to use cameras instead of the DV decks we now use to edit. And on top of that, we got a brand new anchor desk donated from KCCI. WCTV has changed since 1999. Instead of having only 10 students, we now have 24. There's 2 directors, 1 tech director, 4 techies, and 13 talent. We have 10 edit stations, extra equipment for football games, basketball games, and wrestling meets, and we have more cameras. Since 1999, when WCTV first started, the show has evolved into the show that you know and love. It'll be interesting to see what WCTV comes up next. You never know, we could have a blimp cruising around Jeff Gym. I'm Jordan Kane reporting for the 8th season of WCTV.
Yeah, that must have been one crazy production. I can't imagine what it would be like to run a show without a teleprompter.
Can you imagine what those students will feel like when they come back for their 10-year class reunion and see those shows?
In a way, WCTV is just like fashion. We look back to how it used to be and how it is now. Hey Elise, just the other day, I saw the directors looking back in the archives on the computer. I think they were looking back to see what good ideas they could put back into play.
That is just like fashion. Many of the styles we consider new actually came from years back.
Kristen caught up with the trends of the 80s and 90s here at WCHS. With all the tips on what you should have worn, here's Kristen.
Ugh, what am I gonna wear today? I can maybe deal with this. Most definitely not. This is more like it. Fashion sure has changed over the years. Take a look. Back in the 80s, Adidas, Converse high tops, and jellies were popular shoes. High water pants, leggings with miniskirts, and overalls, along with stirrup pants and leg warmers. For hair, the girls will be rocking it with a ponytail on the side. For both the guys and gals, they be having business in the front and party in the back. In the 90s, some of the things that were super stellar were the ever-famous wind pants, backpack purses, flannel shirts, the awesome cargo pants, and lots of piercings, the tongue and the eyebrow. We still do some of these things today. Check it out. No matter how much I like that 80s style, I'll stick with today's t-shirt, tomorrow's sweatpants. I'm Kristen Elm reporting for WCTV, and I like to keep it comfy.
I totally recognize those backpack purses.
Yeah, I've definitely seen some of those styles stick around and even come back through these halls.
Amanda has a feature on some people in the building who probably remember those backpack purses when they first came out, along with many other things from back then. Amanda?
What would a school be without teachers? Nothing. Many teachers here at WCHS have been here longer than most of the students have been alive. Why have they chosen to dedicate all this time to us? Let's go check it out. Why did you choose to teach at Webster City?
When I was looking for a teaching job, I simply looked in the Des Moines Register, and there was a job in Webster City for a business education teacher. So I applied, was able to get an interview, and I like the size of town, I like the size of the school.
Well, I applied here in Webster City because I happened to fall in love with a man whose job wasn't very portable, as you could say. He's a farmer. And so I married him and was just in this area and decided to come to Webster City.
Well, I'm from Webster City, and after going to college, after going to France, I come back here, and my French teacher says, if you're planning on staying in the area, I'll take early retirement. Would you take over the French program at the high school? And, well, since I had just met my now husband of 15 years at that time, and I said yes, and well, here I am.
When I got done with college, I wanted to stay in the upper northern Iowa part or southern Minnesota, and a job came open here at Webster City, and I applied, and I was offered the job and came.
Came to Webster City to be closer to family. I was teaching in Nebraska, and my parents were in Nevada, and my dad was not healthy, and so I moved here to be closer to them.
Why did you decide to stay at Webster City?
Well, I'd never been to Webster City before, but after I got acquainted with people, I met my husband, who is now my husband, and we got married, about a year after I came to Webster City, and he's from here, and at that time he was farming, and his family lived here, and we had children and just stayed here. I didn't have any reason not to stay here.
Well, I'm not really sure I meant to stay here from the beginning, but the longer I was here, I realized it was a really good school district, and I really liked the town. And regardless of what a lot of students think when they want to get out of here because they think Webster City is the armpit of the world, they find out it's really not all that bad. And I think it's been a really nice place to live and raise kids.
Well, I like it here. I got along with the people that I was working with really well, and it just seemed like a nice place to raise a family and to stay here and teach. So I've been here for 32 years now.
I stayed because I really enjoyed the kids here. I thought that they were a pretty independent bunch, and I like working with kids that are like that.
Well, it's a tremendous school district, and there's always a group of outstanding students. In all the years that I've been in Webster City, I've never found a class that didn't have some really outstanding individuals. So it's been a fun time and a very enjoyable career here.
Between all the teachers I've talked to, they have put in over 250 years at this building. That's a long time. We are very fortunate to have such dedicated staff here at WCHS. I'm Amanda Miller reporting for Wctv, and we're going to have a tough time trying to fill their shoes someday.
Thanks, Amanda, and a big thank you to all the teachers for their dedication and loyalty to WCHS.
Speaking of a blast from the past, the upcoming spring play, The Curious Savage, actually takes place back in the 1950s.
For more on The Curious Savage, here's Eric Slutton.
To be or not to be? That is the question. No, the real question is, are you going to the spring play? This spring's play is called The Curious Savages. It is a comedy about a mother who is a millionaire and her children trying to get her money, but she ends up going to a mental hospital where she meets 5 new friends. Mrs. Garvey and her crew have been very busy practicing, but how much work goes into it?
The cast has been working very, very hard. We've been working about 5 weeks now on the play, and this is opening week, so this is the extra hard working week, but we even worked yesterday on Sunday, and it's really coming together, and I think it's just going to be absolutely wonderful, and everybody here at the school needs to come out and support them.
In the play, there are 5 boys and 6 girls. The lead actor is Bettina Batongi, playing Mrs. Savage, the millionaire wife. Let's go see what the actors have to say behind the scenes. What do you like about this year's cast?
The cast this year is really great. We have a lot of different people in it, new faces. Everybody gets along really well, and everything's just falling into place really nicely.
Well, I enjoy the comedy of this play, or the comedical value, however you would like to look at it, and anytime I get to wear a stethoscope, it's great.
I play Mrs. Savage, and the play revolves around me and my life. And I'm a rich, matronly lady with 3 stepchildren who want my money because my husband left me with $10 million. So please come watch the play and see how it will turn out.
The play because I get to play Parcheesi by myself. I like to play because I'm a crazy person, and Kara gets to be my mom.
Very.
Mrs. Garvey and the cast would appreciate you going and seeing their hard work. So come see the play on Friday, Saturday. I'm Eric Sutton reporting for Wctv. Shh, I think the play's about to start.
Thanks, Eric. Make sure you go out there and see the play this weekend. There will be shows at 7:30 Friday and Saturday night. Hope to see you there.
Congratulations to all winter sports teams as they concluded their season last week. Good job to all athletes, and thanks for all your hard work.
Also, thanks to all the fans who went out to support the Lynx this season.
The annual National Honor Society induction was held this Sunday in Premsa High Auditorium. Congratulations to all inductees and members for this big honor.
We'll leave you with some WCTV clips from throughout the years.
And remember to have a great weekend.
Stay classy.
The second edition of WCTV. I'm Joe.
Everybody needs to stay in shape. And to help you stay in shape, you need good equipment.
Coming up on the next edition of
WCTV sent us down to Jamaica. We thought a bit of scenery
turned to snow.
Because
pretty.
You would. I don't know how I'm gonna